What's your assessment of the offense so far in camp?
Well, the cool thing is we're seeing everything you can imagine from our defense, which has been really good for us. Coach Greger does a great job, and we get all kinds of pressures and all that. So we're seeing a lot of different things, but really, happy with the effort that we're given. And we've had to nudge them a little bit every once in a while, but they're fighting through some things. And we're playing pretty fast for right now. We just got to remember we got a lot of new players and new faces on offense, so it's going to take a little bit of time to gel, but we're on the right track.
How would you assess where Curtis is with coming along with learning a college offense and things along those lines, and how long does that generally take for a freshman quarterback?
Well, it just depends. I mean, it just depends on what kind of system they came from, on what they're doing, and he's doing a really good job of spending plenty of time in the film room and learning. Again, he's learning new stuff every single day. We got to remember that anytime you go from one program to the next, whether it's from high school to college or college to college, there's going to be a learning curve there. And so it all depends on the specific individual, on how fast they can pick things up and how fast they can move forward.
What's your feel on how different what you guys do is to what Nashville Christian did? Is it a lot more?
Oh, it's completely different. Yeah, it's completely different. It starts off with just formations. The formations are going to be different. The motions are going to be different. The play calls are going to be different. So everything's different. And so, yeah, there's some carryover on certain routes, but there's still that route, what we call, might be different than what they called it in high school. So there's just a lot to learn when you're talking about all that.
Typically at this point in camp, the defense has made the offense look bad probably 3 years running. I mean, you talked about Steve Gregory doing things to put the offense in a bad position. Is that something you guys kind of coordinate, or is it just kind of
There's a lot we do coordinate, and sometimes we just call it. So it just depends on the period that we're in and what we're doing. But sometimes, like today, we had a second down period or a first down or second down period, and then we just call it from there. So that you just have no idea what you're going to see. But then there are some things that we do coordinate on what we call blitz and bluff, where they're going to bring a lot of pressures. We know it's coming. We just got to know what we can check into and what we need to check out of.
What have you seen from the development of Tristan Brown and Joseph McVay?
I love the question because those two guys work extremely hard. T5, Tristan is a little farther along just because he's played a little bit more than Joe. And so Tristan's one of those guys you can depend on him to line up at any position and he'll know exactly what to do. Joe's not quite that far along, but Joe's extremely talented. He's one of those guys, we get the ball in his hands, he's got a chance to score.
Versatility on your offensive line. I feel like we've seen some pieces mixed and matched and moved around. Where are you with that, and how close are you to getting settled there?
Well, that's a great question as well, because I think a lot of times the focus is always on the quarterback, and we're going to start with a new center, which is just as important at the quarterback position in a lot of ways. And so Lyndon Cooper transferred in. He's getting a lot of reps there, but we've got McConnell who's played a lot there. We've got Gunnar Givens taking snaps there. Keegan Wexler's taking snaps there. So we've got to start getting narrowed down, and that'll come more after a lot of these full-time scrimmages where we're actually going live to the ground and just seeing who can handle everything up front and who can make the adjustments in protections and stuff that we need to.
Obviously the offense has been really successful through 2 years. I assume you've gotten some calls. Why have you chosen to stay? What about this place?
Yeah, I just think everybody, we don't have very many people leave the program, coaches included, just because everybody believes in what Coach Lee's talking about. And he's made the statement several years ago. He wants to make this the best football program in the nation, and that's what we're all striving to do. We're all striving to make sure that we're doing our best for him and doing our best for Vanderbilt.
Two guys I'd like your quick evaluation on at this point of camp: Clinton Zubicay and Walter Taylor. How do you feel those guys are doing?
Walter Taylor, making the transition from quarterback. He's done a really good job of understanding what he's got to do. And the first thing you think of when a quarterback moves to tight end is he going to be able to block anybody? And it's not so much that with him. He does block people. It's just a matter of, again, going from one program to the next. Even though he came back to Vanderbilt and was here before, everything's different. So he's learning a whole new system. So it's just going to take some time with Walter. And I'm sorry, who was the other one?
Clinton Zubicay.
Clinton, the sky the ceiling for him. He's got 3 years of eligibility left, and you know, another one. He just hasn't played a lot of football, but man, is he talented. And the one thing about Clinton is, usually guys that are as tall as he is, the 6'8" or 6'9" guys, a lot of times they have a hard time moving their feet, and that's not the case with him. He's got great feet. He was a soccer player growing up, so he knows how to run around. He knows how to move. He's very athletic. And then the other thing sometimes on offensive linemen is you worry about how physical they are. And that's not a question with him either. He's very physical. It's just about him playing more plays and being in the games more.
What's an ideal weight for him?
What's that?
What's an ideal weight for him?
Probably 315 or 320. Mm-hmm.
Last question.
In your offense, can you speak about the importance of Gabe Fisher in the position of fullback in general?
Mr. Reliable, Gabe Fisher, absolutely. You know, he's a guy that can play tight end if we need him to. He can play fullback if we need him to. We move him around. Everybody knows he's a head banger. He's going to go in there and bang linebackers. He's going to do what we need to do. He's very reliable. We can depend on him to get his job done. He's extremely important in what we're doing offensively.